Tinybones, Tinybones. Hello, my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today we are playing one of my favorite underrated commanders who I don't see a ton of people playing, and that is Tinybones, the Pickpocket. For 1 mana, he is a 1/1 skeleton rogue with Death Touch, which means anything he blocks or is blocked by is going to die unless they're indestructible. But Tinybones' special ability is very underrated. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you can cast a target non-land permanent from their graveyard using your mana as though it was any type of mana. So you can have a lot of great synergies where I've seen opponents literally quit within the first turn or two. For example, you bring out your Tinybones the first turn. On their turn, they bring out a Bird of Paradise or Llanowar Elf. On your turn, you kill their creature, and then you attack with Tinybones and bring their creature back from the graveyard on your side. So this deck is really focused not very much on creatures, though there are some good ones in here. It's more focused on removal and enchantments and planeswalkers. So there's a ton of removal. Bitter Triumph, Feed the Swarm, Fell, Go for the Throat, Heartless Act, Shieldred's Edict, Shoot the Sheriff, etc. There's a lot of board wipes like Meat Hook Massacre, Blood on the Snow, Deadly Cover-Up, etc. So if they go wide, you keep wiping their board away so that they get disheartened. And then the enchantments get you a lot of great card draws such as Phyrexian Arena, Black Market Connections, and Unholy Annex. As I mentioned, there's a lot of planeswalkers to support this strategy because when you wipe the board of creatures, your planeswalkers are still out there and still supporting you. So we've got planeswalkers like Liliana the Dark Realms, Sorin, Ashiok, Liliana the Dreadhorde General, Vraska, a lot of the best planeswalkers. There are a few creatures in here that give you your most bang for your buck, such as Emperor Bones is good for graveyard removal. One of my absolute favorite creatures, Unstoppable Slasher, who's super hard to kill, can also remove half your life. We also have a combo in this deck where if you have Unstoppable Slasher on the battlefield, as well as Bloodletter of Aklisots, you hit your opponent, they lose half their life because of the Unstoppable Slasher, and then the Bloodletter doubles that so that they're dead. They're literally dead that turn. So this is a really good deck to keep your opponent off balance. A lot of people don't know how to fight Tinybones really well, so I do have a really high win rate with this deck. So let's roll the bones and see if we can crush some opponents today in the arena. Let's go. Okay, our first match is against Slimefoot and Squee. We get to go first. We have a Mox in our hand. This is actually pretty good. Fighting Slimefoot and Squee, a Reanimator commander. Slimefoot has the ability to create tokens where if he's in the graveyard, he can sacrifice those tokens, come back from the graveyard, but then also bring back a creature from the graveyard. So he's kind of scary. On a positive note, we do have a way to kill Ragavan, so we're going to do that and bring him back on our side. This is why I like Tinybones. Really strong commander. People really underestimate Tinybones because a Death Touch creature who can bring back creatures from the graveyard. As you can see, we won literally within, a couple turns. Because we're going to be able to attack again with Ragavan, get treasure, take a card from his deck, and also cast Call of the Ring, which is going to give us more card advantage. So Tinybones is really underestimated as a commander because of the fact that early on in the game you can take lots of things from them if you eliminate them. Good game. Okay, our next game is against Oko Ringleader, green-blue deck. Probably going to have a lot of ramp, probably a lot of counterspell type magic. Potentially. I like the Phyrexian Arena, but it is very slow against a blue-green deck, so we're going to mulligan. Okay, this is a little bit better because of the Mox Amber, because we can get out Tinybones turn 1. So we'll keep this. See what we can do. And of course, he brings out a Llanowar Elf turn 1 in true green fashion. We do have Unstoppable Slasher in our hand. This is another very underrated card, in my opinion. A 2/3 Death Touch, where if you hit your opponent, they lose half their life. And it can come back, and when this creature dies, if it has no counters on it, you return it to the battlefield tapped with 2 stun counters on it. Super strong. We're going to attack. Okay, he's blocking with the Llanowar Elf. I'm kind of... Oh, okay. So he had a intervention to protect the elf. That makes sense. Okay, he summons the One Ring. Another incredibly broken magic card. Which I do play also, so I can't complain too much. Okay, he summons a operative to copy our commander, or our Unstoppable Slasher. We're going to kill that. Okay, he's going to block the Unstoppable Slasher, draw a card. We're going to steal his elf with Tinybones. And hopefully he casts something where we can get out Liliana if Tinybones stays on the battlefield.
I am privileged to carry true history.
Okay, he's going to tap down our Slasher, which is fine. We're going to bring out Liliana. Summon a zombie.
Don't speak ill of the undead.
Go after his Planeswalker.
You cannot change the future.
The problem is the One Ring is going to give him so much card advantage. It's going to be very hard to win this game. The one thing that I'm hoping is that we can get our Unstoppable Slasher through, because if we can hit the Unstoppable Slasher for a lot of damage, or he'll remove half of the life of our opponent, which will be super helpful. Okay, first let's get rid of his Slasher. Hopefully. It's gonna draw some more cards. We're going to hit his Planeswalker for 4. Okay, he's going to kill the zombie, which is fine too. We're going to keep ramping up Liliana. Okay, he summons Coma. Wow. Okay, first we're going to kill the token. We're going to bring out a zombie, our virtue. We're going to hit him and take off half of his life. Okay, he summons parallel lives, which allows him to duplicate the amount of tokens he's going to get. He's down to 7. Looking to see if there's anything we can bring back with the virtue. Okay, he gets Liliana down to 2.
This is more enjoyable than slaying demons.
We can attack with 3 creatures. He could tap down 2. We would hit him for 1, which would be good. I'm just a little concerned about our board state. We could also wipe the board and draw 4 cards, which would also help us immensely. He would get back his slasher. He would be able to keep Coma alive. So Liliana would die on the next turn if we did that. But I'm going to try it anyway. Do we pay the 1 of Rhystic Study? We do. Now Liliana will die on our next turn if our opponent is still alive. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to draw something that'll be worthwhile here. Because we will get 5 cards out of this. And he is tapped out, so I'm hoping we'll draw a removal spell. Okay, we'll move Tinybones back to the commander zone. Could make his clone can become a copy of Coma, but Coma's legendary, so he will not be able to do that.
Timed necromancy is a lot. Yours will be a fate worse than undeath.
I am going to put a stop on this so that we can kill Coma at the very beginning of his turn. And he will get to draw a card out of that. But hopefully we can kill Coma. Okay, he's down to 5. And we may have just protected Liliana for 1 more turn, potentially. Because he probably doesn't have anything to attack with at the moment. Okay, he's going to draw 3 more cards. Create some elf. He's going to tap down our land.
Cannot be denied.
Okay, we are going to bring Coma back to our side.
No
We have
way.
8 mana. The One Ring should kill him on his turn. If we bring out Shieldred. Shieldred could potentially win us the game if he doesn't have a counter spell or something like that that can stop this from happening. I'm going to try to cast Shieldred. Okay, he's going to... I'm going to decline to pay the 1. He'll draw a card. I'm going to summon another Planeswalker. Liliana of the Dark Realms. See if we can draw another land.
Queen of the my magic is quite impressive.
Okay. Throw that down. I think we want to silence his Planeswalker here with our Serpent. And we'll get to draw a card.
You get used to the smell.
He's down to 2. And our opponent has to do something about the One Ring. Okay, he's going to gain some life back, so that's pretty good. That will keep him alive another turn. Potentially.
Crime always pays. Would you like to see a magic?
Okay, he makes his commander a Titan of Industry. Looks like he's going for the all-out attack here. To try to silence some of our Planeswalkers. We could block the Titan of Industry with Coma and the zombie to kill the Titan, but I really do want to keep Coma alive. I view Coma as more of an asset than even Liliana, quite honestly. We could block something else with one of these tokens. We could block with the zombie. However, Liliana's going to die either way, so I'm just going to let this happen.
Well, that was a waste. Oh, defeat. What a drag.
Okay, we could wipe the board. I think I am going to wipe the board. I'm going to activate Coma's ability, sacrifice a serpent. Okay, he's going to make Coma phase out, which is also perfectly fine with me. I'm going to wipe the board, and we will pay 1. Okay, he's going to draw some cards. And I think we may have him on this one. What we're going to do now is cast Invoke Despair, which is going to deal 2 damage to him. And he has to sacrifice an enchantment and a planeswalker. It's going to take 4, so he's down to 1. Our opponent has to get rid of the 1 ring, or he'll end up dead. Okay, so he has a Vorinclex. He's gonna have an ultimate Tameo, which is pretty good. He's gonna create some notebooks to draw cards, however, journals to draw cards, however, it is a notebook, sorry. But he is tapped out completely. So, I do not see how he's going to win this. Woo! We won! That was a really close game. Lots of good planeswalkers, lots of synergy. The 1 ring is an amazing card, but it does have a downside. If you use it too much, it can kill you. So, really good game. Okay, this game we are playing against Ketramos, the New Dawn. Super popular commander. Our opponent does get to go first, which is unfortunate. Having the Chrome Mox and the Jet Medallion and some card draw, this is a pretty good hand. I'm going to keep this. Put down the Chrome Mox. Blood on the Snow probably won't work super well against Ketramos because of the fact that he's indestructible. There's going to be a lot of exile effects in this specific deck, so... Okay. Opponent summons the Emperor Bone. We'll put down the Jet Medallion, which makes all of our black spells cost 1 less. Bring out the Call of the Ring. And pass. Okay, he brings out a Worn Power Stone. We're going to use the Call of the Ring and pay 2 life to draw another card. We're going to summon Shieldred, so he has to sacrifice the Emperor Bone. Going for the attack. The good part is, if we can get through with Tinybones, we can steal the Emperor Bones out of his graveyard and make him work for us. This is why I really like Tinybones as a commander. There's some graveyard synergies there. Okay, he summons Ketramos. He's got 2 mana left. Okay, he's going to exile Shieldred. But we will get a land out of it. He will get to draw a card, though, because Ketramos is on the battlefield. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Ketramos since he's tapped out. We're going to attack with Tinybones. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. Look how many lands we've drawn this game. It's kind of ridiculous. Emperor Bones, I don't know if I want him. I don't know if I necessarily want him exiling cards because that actually benefits Ketramos. But I'm just going to have him on the battlefield and morph him into a 4/4 to deal some damage. That may be a mistake. We'll see if we made an error by doing that. I'm also going to put the Call of the Ring on the Emperor Bones to make him a more viable target versus our commander. Puppet Razor. Some sort of alchemy card. At the end of your end step, exile up to one target creature from your graveyard. If you do, seek a creature card with mana value equal to that card +1. Some of these alchemy cards are kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you. We're just going to morph the Emperor Bone. I'm going to go for Emperor Bone. Going to draw. Okay. We are going to bring out the Ritual Chamber, summon a 6/6 demon. We're going to attack. We're not going to exile anything. We'll drop a land because we have plenty. Okay, he's going to block Tinybones. We're going to unlock the other ability of the Unholy Annex so we can draw a card and do 2 more damage to him. We've got a pretty good setup here against Ketramos. We've got some removal if he just summons Ketramos. Oh, used a Wrath of God. That's unfortunate. Wipe the board. Okay, let's get out a new army. Unstoppable Slasher, Tinybones again, Colt Conscript. And now we're going to wait until this turn is over. I think our opponent's debating whether or not to use a Celestis to try to draw a different card and discard. He is. The Call of the Ring is at full power, so we'll be able to deal additional damage to him if we can hit with any of them on our turn. I'm going to use Takanuma here to just cycle and see if we can get another creature. And we do get our own Emperor of Bone, which is great. Okay. We'll put down our Mox Amber for additional mana. We're going to use the Gix's command here to have him sacrifice Ketramos and put 2/1 counters on the Colt Conscript. We're going to hit him for a lot. Don't really need the Fatal Push. Okay, so he's going to lose half of his life. We're going to steal his Puppet Razor. Cast that. He's down to 2. I'm going to play the Elspeth's Nightmare just so that on our turn we can take another card off of his side. Our opponent needs a board wipe or he will be dead. Or some sort of other way to gain a lot of life. Okay, summons Ketramos again. Spirit Guide Lantern. He's going to exile a card from a graveyard. Draw another card. Okay, he's going to lose another life, draw another card. Our opponent's looking for a solution here. Okay. I am going to put the Call of the Ring on the Unstoppable Slasher so he cannot be blocked. And our opponent scoops. Really good game. Ketramos is a really powerful commander with a lot of exile effects, but we did have a lot of good card draw in this game due to the Call of the Ring and the Unholy Annex. So keeping that continual pressure on our opponent, hitting him for life, made sure that Ketramos wasn't able to actually attack and gain any of that life back. So really good game. Okay, this game we're playing against Heliod. This is going to be a life gain deck of some kind. Our opponent is also going to get to go first. We do have additional mana early on due to the Mox Amber. Got a couple good Planeswalkers and one removal, so I'm going to keep this. Okay, he's got a life gain creature. He's got 2 life gain creatures. I'm going to kill the Soul Warden by paying 3 life. And then we're going to attack and bring the Soul Warden back on our side because of Tinybones' ability. Okay, this is a 1-drop. I am going to summon Liliana and kill the Hawk. It's kind of an extreme way to kill the Hawk, but the Hawk has flying and lifelink, which is really good against us. We're going to hit him for 2. We don't have any mana left to bring back the Hawk, but next turn we can get a Ashiok. Okay, he's going to kind of silence Tinybones, which is perfectly fine. We're going to bring out Ashiok, get some more creatures on the battlefield, gain some life, and attack. See what he does. Okay, he's going to banish Ashiok. Okay.
I will find someone more deserving of my heart.
We're going to get out the Unstoppable Slasher. We're going to attack. Then I'm going to kill the bat because I don't want him attacking and gaining any life, anything like that. Got to keep the Heliod deck on their toes. Unstoppable Slasher, still a great card against a deck like this. He did manage to get out Heliod, though. Heliod is odd. We can get rid of Heliod, but unfortunately we'll lose our Slasher. We'll lose the Soul Warden. We'll be able to get Tinybones back. I'm going to do it because it is worth it. We're going to say odd. Get Tinybones back. Get out our gifted Etherborn. And we're going to pump up our Nightmare tokens and attack for 4. If he has a land, he can get Heliod back, but it doesn't look like he does. Hallowed Haunting is a very powerful card. He now has all these spirit tokens, which is unfortunate. Attack with the gifted Etherborn. Unfortunately, the Hallowed Haunting is the card that scares me. We don't have a lot of ways of removing enchantments. And if he's able to cast multiple other enchantments, there's going to be so many spirit tokens for us to deal with. It could be really hard to win this. Typically, I'm not scared of Heliod decks, but this is actually a really good setup that our opponent has, because it's hard for us to kill almost anything. Make him sacrifice a creature, non-token creature, so probably the veteran, I'm assuming. Okay, our opponent is hesitating. He's looking at his cards. He's debating what to sacrifice. He sacrifices the veteran. We have no good attacks, though, because of the fact that he has an indestructible Heliod that he can block with. He also has a couple spirits. We are in trouble, my friends. So he's going to cast another enchantment. He's going to exile Shieldred. That was a really good move. We draw Jet Medallion, which is not going to help us at all. There are no good attacks for us. Summons a Containment Priest. I'm going to block this with Tinybones. We draw another land. Summon our commander again. He summons a token. I actually really like this Heliod build that he has. I don't know why he didn't attack. You should be wearing me down, but... Okay, he summons an Intrepid Adversary, which can pump up the whole team. His whole squad is now massive. He should have attacked with everything. I don't know why he didn't attack with everything. You would have done a ton of damage. We drew a Blood on the Snow, so I'm going to cast that. And then we're going to bring back Liliana.
Seize the day, my minions.
He's going to gain a bunch of life. I think we can still kill... I think we've got enough to still kill Heliod. No, we don't. Nope, we don't. He's too big. Liliana cannot even kill him. I would have used Liliana's ability to do a negative, but we can only do -8 to him. I'm going to draw a land just to thin out our deck.
It's my greatest resource.
But that Heliod is a beast. He's a 13-13 right now. We'll summon Tinybones. We'll take a look at his hand with the Inquisition of Kozilek. We did find a card to remove, so that's good. He's probably going to make another token. Yep. I'm going to block Heliod because I don't want to take 13. He'll probably get, he's giving life gain to the token. Okay, we'll summon Tinybones again. Desperately trying to stay alive here. We'll kill the princess. Just to kill something. I'll make another token. I'm going to block Heliod. I'm trying to think of a card that we could draw that would get us out of this, because we don't have... Excuse me. Okay. We did get Soren, which could summon a 2/3 vampire with lifelink. But quite honestly, I don't see a way for us to win this game. I do want to say I like this build of Heliod having these enchantments. Usually Heliod builds are mostly focused on the life gain aspect, but this one's really strong. So I'm going to tell my opponent good game. And we are going to concede. Good game, Heliod. Like your deck. Thank you, my friends, for watching my video featuring Tinybones, the Pickpocket. Tinybones is a really powerful and underrated commander who I don't see a lot of people play in the arena. You do play against a variety of different opponents, and with the shell that I've created, you're going to win a lot of games. I can't even tell you the amount of games where I've summoned things out of the graveyard of our opponent that just causes them to quit, whether it's creatures or other permanents that you can use to defeat them. And keeping the board clean of any threats that you can't deal with Tinybones really sets you up for success and victory. I did throw the deck list down in the description below so you can utilize that if you like. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my amazing and delicious content, as I am a new YouTuber who's just getting started and I can use all the support I can get to help conquer the world of YouTube. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.